Hi, welcome to another exciting episode of The Nest where we discuss everything babies. On today's episode, we are discussing hearing loss and infants. So picture this, your baby is not responding to sounds in the environment or even your voice, and you get into a panic. Not to worry, this has happened to many moms, and they are well and their children grow to make doctors, lawyers, and anything you can imagine. Today we're joined by a beautiful mom who will be sharing her story and journey on having a child with hearing loss. At this point, I'd like to welcome you, Mercy. Mercy, please introduce yourself.
I'm Mercy ANYANGO, mother of 5 kids, and I'm glad to have a child who is deaf.
Wow.
And I want to tell you, deaf is no disability, but we'll talk more about it. Thank you.
Nice. I think we're already encouraged. I'd like to welcome you, Wagi, Nancy. I know you're a student. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you. My name is Nancy Wagi. I am a master's student at ESTHER University, and I'm very interested in deaf children.
Oh, good. You're the people we need in our society today to make a difference. So I'll quickly jump to you, Mercy. Tell me, which child is this that is deaf out of the 5?
My third born is called Barak Kabiero. I named it after my father-in-law.
All right. Yeah. And at what age was he when you discovered that he had a hearing disability?
He was 1 year old when we discovered that he could not respond to any sound. So we decided to take him to the hospital where the doctors proved that he was deaf.
Okay. I think everyone at home wants to hear the flow of events regarding your story. And 1 year was very young. I think it was very timely, though the expert is going to be advising us on that. So to you, Nancy, you said that you're a student and you're very interested in deaf children. Please share with us, what is it that you're working on now regarding awareness or creating awareness regarding the infant and hearing loss?
So through my studies, I discovered that deaf children suffer from language deprivation, and this is where a child is not doesn't have access to their native language within the formative years, and what that means is that there's a part of the brain that it needs to be stimulated for language.
All right.
It shrinks.
All right.
And it's irreversible.
Wow.
And so, and you know what that would mean. And so what I'm studying on is a solution towards that, which is access to sign language at home before school.
Okay, that's really powerful. So to you at home, I know you're very curious to hear more about all these things. Don't go away, let us learn together right after the break. Welcome back. Today we are discussing hearing loss and infants, and we already have with us a mom who's sharing her journey on taking care of a child who has hearing issues or hearing loss. We also have a student who's been doing a great research regarding deaf children. Remember, at home, we are still waiting for your questions, photos, and any birthday wishes you'd like to send, and we'll be sharing this towards the end of each show. Also, remember to send us any funny videos that you may have recorded back home, and we'll be sure to share them as well. Back to us now. Now, Mercy, all of us are eager to hear your journey. You told us that your third born is the one who had hearing issues.
Yes.
Maybe you can share with us your journey from the time the baby was born, until now.
Thank you very much. When I gave birth to my child, he was just normal, and I did not even discover that he was deaf. Even doctors did not discover by the time they were discharging me from the hospital. I came to realize when the child was 1 year, when now he could not respond to any sound or any call. Even if he has turned his back, when you call Barak, okay, at home I'm used to call him Junior. He could not respond. So the father was like, why? Why is he not responding to any sound? So we decided to take the child to the hospital where he was examined, and in Homa Bay they say that the child could have, if you come near, the child can hear.
Yes.
We were not satisfied. They referred us to Kenyatta. So we took about
No, you
1
lost
month.
me there. You said that in Homa Bay they tell you that if you come near,
The child can maybe hear.
it's okay.
So
So Barack was not hearing when someone gets close to him.
yeah.
All right.
So we decided to go for referral letter.
Yes.
They gave us. Then we took the child to Kenyatta Hospital.
All right.
He was booked.
Kenyatta Hospital here in Nairobi.
Yeah.
All right.
He was booked for assessment.
Yes.
Then we organized with the father. We took the child there.
All right.
He was examined and they proved that this child was not hearing at all.
Okay, at all.
Yeah.
Total loss of hearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we accepted it.
Immediately. I mean, when you
we accepted it, but the
Yeah.
father said no.
yeah.
My child was normal by the time he was born. Why now you are saying that my child is deaf?
Yes.
So he went ahead and then he took the child to Kijabe Hospital.
All right.
They also proved that this child was deaf. So I came to tell him, let us thank God
Yeah.
for what he has given us,
Yeah.
because a child is a gift from God.
True.
We are not the one who made the child, but it is God.
Amen.
So we don't know the reason as to why God gave us that son. Let us accept him in our family, and we thank God for him.
Okay.
So we all came to an agreement, although family members were like, oh, you married a woman who is now giving us a child who is abnormal.
Oh no.
So I was like, oh my God, what can I do? Should I go back to my parents? But I gained courage and I say, I will carry the cross alone. He is my son. God is the one who has given me the son. So I'm just asking God to give me knowledge on how maybe to take care of the child. But I thanked God, he had my prayers. And now he is even, I can say he's clever than even other children who are normal.
Wow.
I'm very happy to
Wow.
have Barack in my life.
Tell me about the dad, because you told me at the beginning he was in denial.
Yeah, he was in denial of the child, saying that, oh, my child cannot be deaf. In our family, there is not a deaf person. Or do you have a deaf person in your family? It was like, he was thinking that I'm the one who has come with the maybe gene from our family to theirs.
And there is no deaf person in your
our
family.
No, we don't have any deaf person.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
and did the doctors tell you the cause?
Okay, they told me that there's so many causes that maybe may lead to deafness of a child.
Yes.
One, they tell me if maybe the mother was sick. Then if the mother maybe
Was sick when expecting.
Yeah.
All right.
Or when the mother was admitted in drugs when he was expecting the child.
All right.
And we have this sickness, measles.
Yes.
So when the child suffered from measles,
Yes.
it can cause deafness of the child.
But Barack did not have measles.
No, he did not have.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think my next very curious question is, you having the third child, I would imagine that the first child, second child, you already saw milestones, or ukigongesha mlango, mtoto ameshtuka, and now this is the third child. As a mother, because very many times mothers have instinct, by the time the child is 1 year old, had you had any kind of thought that something could be going wrong?
Yes, we noticed that maybe he could not respond to sound very fast. So we decided to give him time, so that maybe we thought that atachelewa kuongea kidogo. So that is why we made our decision when he was 1 year old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You've said that you used to respond slowly.
Yeah.
So for example, when there was loud music,
Yeah.
he would
could turn slowly. But so we came to realize that he was just turning to be curious to see what are those people doing there. But it is not because he was getting the sounds.
or maybe he was even probably reacting to vibration, maybe.
Yeah,
We never know.
maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Tell me about stigma. Because I know that just as you said, you know, your in-laws think you're the one who's brought the gene, who is this, is your friends. How did you manage the society handling that? The fact that now you're from the hospital, you've been told you have a deaf child. First of all, sharing the information. What did you agree with Baba Mtoto? We tell everyone, or do we break down the news to Shushu wa Mtoto? As in, how did you go about it?
Okay, it was a little bit difficult because the father wanted us just to leave it so that people may see by themselves. But I told him no. Let us just say what the doctor has told us so that the parents or the family members may be aware of what is happening. So he was like, oh, they will laugh at us, oh, what. But I came to tell him this is child from God. It is not from maybe, he is not ours alone. God is the one who has given us the child. And me, I believe the child is a gift from God, and he has a reason why he has given us this child. So he was like, if you have that courage, go on, tell them. So I told him I'm ready for any insult. I went ahead and I told my mother-in-law what the doctor told us. In fact, I just called her on phone because we were here at Nairobi, and she was at home. She kept quiet, but again she called me and told me, don't worry.
Wow.
It is a gift from God.
Wow.
There is nothing we can do. Let other people speak what they can speak, but with me, I don't have any problem. I said, wow, because mother-in-laws are the ones who always have problems.
I know.
So I thanked God. But for maybe other family members, they're the one who are calling my child abnormal. She's giving birth to abnormal. Even if she does what, even the fourth born can just come out abnormal. So it seems it's a gene from their home.
Oh no.
Or maybe he has used a child for spiritual. You just know what people they say.
I know. So you never took your baby for prayers, I think.
I said, wow, God, you are the one who gave me the child. Please, can you give me the courage to overcome all these challenges? And what I request for you is just wisdom and knowledge on how I can take care of the child.
Okay, tell me about adopting. Now, the fact that you have been told the child is deaf, you've told the society, people deal with this, we have a deaf child. Now, what changes did you make in your lifestyle in accommodating this 1-year-old, in managing the fact that they cannot hear anything?
Okay, the changes I made, in a family we used to maybe to speak without using signs. But now, as I was advised by the doctor from the hospital, that when you go home, make sure you start using the signs, maybe for the child also to feel that he is part of family. I went ahead, I explained to all the family members, the kids that were, and the 2 kids that were ahead, they coped with the sign, and the child now started maybe to use signs. And the family members also said, oh, kumbe, for him to hear, we have to use our hands. So at least they started to communicate with the child. And also those people that have had deaf children, they said, what did you do so that maybe I can see the child is different from ours? I advised them to take the children to the hospital. The doctor there will advise them on what to do. So I thanked God also because other people learned from me. And they are now happy. I like the impact you're creating in your environment and in your society. Then how did you learn sign language? I've not gone to any sign language school, but I'm learning from the child. So from at what point did the child start themselves communicating to you in signs? Because you learned when the baby was 1 year old. Then when the child reached 3 years, I took him to special school, Little Rock. So there he started to learn some few signs. So when he comes home, he can tell mom, call mom. So I said, oh, when you do this is mom. So I was told those are just shallow signs. But we have the original ones. So, but I was happy because when he does this, I just say, oh, it means mom. It is me. So that is how I started to learn the signs. But now when he reached 7 years, Kenyatta recommended that the child should be taken to a special school, which is Joseph Kangethe. I took him here, and as per now, he has some signs. He can use signs, some of them, not all, but some.
So you mean that the first school that you said, there was no special facility for deaf children?
It had, but I don't know the problem that was there. My child came here knowing no signs.
All right.
So I don't know, maybe they were seeing he was still young to use the signs.
Yeah.
So I can't explain there well.
Yeah. Okay, taking you back to 2 to 3 years old, 1 year, 1, 2, 3, before he started going to school and then finally go to the special needs school.
Yeah.
How are you communicating?
Okay, based with the doctor advice that I should use sign, I was just using my own signs.
Yes.
For example, come, sit, eat, come, wash your hands.
Yeah.
So I was just using, I can say, house signs.
Yeah.
So that is how you are communicating with the child.
All right.
Yeah.
No, I like that. And he related and he understood, and he therefore would even communicate back to you.
Yeah, even other kids, they were just using the signs to communicate with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like your journey. Tell me about him today. Today, how is he? You are saying he's very sharp in school. Is the curriculum the same as the firstborn and secondborn? How do you compare your thirdborn to the other two children?
I can say it is miraculous from God. The child is very active. The child is very brave. In fact, he has been number 1 ever since he joined school.
Wow.
And I thank God for that. And maybe follow the doctor advice that he gave me. If you want him to be somebody, don't keep him or don't hide him in the house.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing that the advice is really helping me, and even with the father.
Yes.
And at least he has now started to accept that the child is normal.
Oh, good.
He's just like other normal pupils or children.
Yeah.
Because he can do everything in the house. He can bathe alone. He can wash his socks. He can put, if the cloth is dirty, he can remove and put on a clean cloth.
Basically, it's just a normal, competent child.
Very normal.
Yeah.
And even if you want him not to do something, he will never forget.
Wow.
Even if you force him to do, no, my mommy said no, I should not do.
Oh.
So I always say that there is not a disabled child.
Yeah.
So long, it depends with how you brought up the child.
Yeah. Tell me what you feel about integrating the deaf community or the deaf children into our society, because I think the deaf language is very beautiful, but there seems to be, I wish it could actually be put into the curriculum where everyone can actually do sign language. What do you feel about integration? Because if you come with your child today, now here, there are very few people who would be able or competent to actually communicate with him. What shortfalls do you see today?
Okay, today I can say that maybe I can say the world is advanced because we have some videos that we always watch on signs, even if you don't go for your classes.
Yes.
You can learn sign language from there. Yeah. And even people from maybe community, they learn from these deaf children.
Yes.
When they are communicating with them, they are learning those signs. So I think with that, they also say, oh, so it's a very good language. Yeah. So I always tell them that it is not because these people are not talking. Yeah. It is they are talking their own language. Yeah. That is their own language. Yeah. It is like people from maybe Sudan, they speak Sudan. That is their language. True. So these people, they are also speaking their language. And if you want to know it, you must learn it. Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me finally about the challenges you have now that Barack cannot hear. What are the few challenges you have?
Okay, the challenges I'm having is that maybe there's some words that I'm not, signs. Yes. I'm not used to, or I don't know them. Yes. So maybe if he speaks to you and you don't reply immediately, yes, he thinks that you are maybe abusing him. So he become annoyed. Oh. So that is the only challenging I'm having right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I was told by somebody that if I will know the sign language,
Yes.
the child will not have any problem with me.
Oh yes, of course.
The child will be happy always.
Yes.
So you can see we can be in a house, or the way we are speaking, we are being advised, if he is there, we use signs.
Yes.
Because if you don't use signs and you make a mistake of laughing,
Yes.
he may think that you are laughing at him.
Oh no.
So he'll get annoyed,
yeah.
go outside there.
Yeah.
Maybe he finds a child he will beat. So we were told that for us to overcome
Yes.
the situation, we
Yes.
have to learn sign language.
All right. And therefore at home, do you try to use more sign language so to make sure that he's integrated in the family conversations?
Yeah, I use.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You're doing a very good job, Mom. Now, Wagi, you've been doing a lot of research on the deaf community and hearing loss for children. What is your biggest learning that you'd want a young mom to know about regarding your research and findings?
Yeah. The reality is every child needs to be stimulated for language within the formative years. And like for her case, she only knew way later, like 1 year, which was good for her because it was within the formative years. So I'd encourage young mothers as they go for their prenatal care and postnatal to have their children screened. And in the event a child is deaf, is to expose them to sign language immediately, so that their brain is stimulated for language development.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the risk of not getting the children stimulated for language development?
So the child needs to be stimulated. So if they are not, there's a part of the brain. This is research that has been done and confirmed that there's a part of the brain that shrinks.
All right.
Because it's not stimulated. So then when it shrinks, it's irreversible.
All
it
right.
cannot be undone. And
All
so
right.
that means the child will have language disfluency. So that means they may never be fluent in any language. So that then also would inform the literacy outcomes when they go to school. So the earlier you know, and as she has shared, like really, as long as the child is exposed to sign language, then the brain grows, and then they have a fairer chance to a holistic life, really.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much, Wagi, for your contribution regarding your research, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Even as you go on to add value and create awareness regarding children with hearing disabilities.
Thank you.
Okay, for the viewers back home, we still look forward to hearing from you on all comments, questions, and feedback regarding this topic we're discussing today and any other topic you'd like us to discuss. Now we're going to be having the expert joining us. Therefore, please don't go away. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back to The Nest. On today's episode, we're discussing hearing loss and infants. And we've just been joined by our expert, Esther. Hi. Esther, hi.
Hi.
Please introduce yourself.
My name is Esther KIMANI. I am a doula and a childcare expert. So I'm excited to be here.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Now, we've been discussing with Mercy regarding infant hearing loss. And one of the questions that I would like us to start with, there's a bit of talk these days regarding baby signing, because she was sharing that between year 1, 2, 3, she did home signing, which was basically her survival way. Is there any relationship between baby signing and the deaf sign language?
Not quite. So baby signing, for those who don't know, babies in the early months, in the first formative year, the first year, they learn how to do gestures first before they learn how to speak or how to communicate with language. And so what happens, you can use and teach your baby right from around 6 months. Babies will understand gestures.
All right.
And then so using signs so that your baby can communicate back.
Yes.
And by around 9 months, most babies can communicate back, even before they learn how to speak. Like for example, when you teach a baby bye-bye, they will do bye-bye.
Yes.
If you teach them eat, so you'll see when they're hungry,
Yeah.
they'll start doing that.
Yes.
So baby signing is basically mostly actually related to parents who can hear and babies who can hear.
Yes.
So it's not connected to hearing loss.
Yes.
Now the deaf signing is a language. It is a language that is established.
Yes.
That can be understood across the board, just the way there's English, there's Swahili, and so it has a system. So that's the difference. So you can teach your baby to sign, and babies who learn how to sign cry less because most babies will cry to communicate something. So if you teach your baby how to sign,
Yes.
then they will tend to not cry more because
Yes.
they are having their whatever they needs met.
Yes,
They are able to
they're less
communicate.
frustrated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's it. It's actually quite fascinating.
Okay.
And I think we do some form of it. We teach our babies some form of it. But if you become very intentional right from birth, by
Yes.
the time your baby is 6 months, they can understand most of the gestures.
All
And by
right.
the time they are 9 months, they can sign back.
All right.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, something
So
to
if
explore.
the milestone that if a child passes, you just know that maybe the child has passed a certain milestone.
But yes, especially for hearing, like in your case, right from birth, babies have a reflex called the moral reflex, which means wanastukanga, what we call wanastukanga, and it's mostly in response to loud noises. So if your newborn baby is not quite, it's very, very common in newborns. Most newborns will do it. So if your newborn baby is not quite
Responsive.
having a lot of that,
Yeah.
by around 2 months, most babies will start making vowel sounds.
All right.
Or what we call baby talk.
Yes.
It's vowel sounds.
Yes.
So again, if your child is hearing impaired, they will do babbling sound, but they won't make actual sounds because those
All
sounds
right.
are acquired by listening
Yes.
to the environment.
Yes.
And it goes adding by around 5-6 months. Your baby should be turning towards their name.
Yes.
So if you're calling them, and unless, so you will notice that a baby probably with an hearing impairment, when you call them, it's when you're looking at them.
Yes.
So they will not respond to you if
Are at
they're
the
not
back.
seeing you.
Yes. Yeah.
So then if you're calling them and you have to come to them,
Yes.
then that can also tell you there might be something wrong. And sometimes it's not the baby might not be what we call profound deaf, where there's no hearing at all.
Yes.
Sometimes it's some sounds, like consonants tend to have lower, softer sounds.
All right.
So a child might not hear the consonant, but they might hear the O. So
Yes.
like if it's okoth, they'll hear oh. So they might learn over time that so they'll turn, but you might find that they are a bit slower. So there are different levels of deafness.
Yes.
And so those are the little things earlier on, even before the child reaches now the starting to talk.
Yes.
Because that's when most of us realize, hey, this child is not talking. But
amechelewa.
even earlier on, the way they respond to loud sounds.
Yes.
You might find that some children will respond to vibrating sounds, but
Yes.
not speaking sounds.
Yes.
So like a mobile phone vibrating, will turn towards it. But if it's just the mobile phone ringing, they won't respond to it.
Yes.
So they're feeling the vibration,
Yes.
but not the hearing.
Okay.
So small things like those would tell you there could be something wrong, and you need to take your baby for testing.
Okay. Then I would want to ask Mercy regarding Barack. Was he making sounds when he was small, between 0 to 1 year?
Yeah, he was making.
He was making sounds.
He could say, "Mama, ma,
Ah.
baba."
Ah.
So
So again, it's degrees depending.
Yeah.
And then sometimes there is progressive hearing loss.
Yes.
So maybe at some point he was hearing, but
Okay.
it was, as I say, it's degrees.
Yes.
And so it can go progressively.
Yes.
So that now by the time he's 1, so I don't know what degree. Were you told the degree that you're
it was 90.
90?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see, he can.
So he can hear
So that's why I'm like
very loud
sounds.
sounds.
So they make connections. Children are amazing, whether
Yes.
it's visually impaired. Personally, I have a child who had an issue with saying, and we didn't realize because when she started to walk, she would fall a lot, and we just thought she's clumsy. But she actually was not
What?
seeing properly. She could see,
Yes.
but not properly enough.
Oh.
So we just called her clumsy, labeled her clumsy,
Yeah.
and so children are very adept at adapting to their because
the
that's all they know.
situations. Yes.
So
yes.
when an adult becomes deaf,
Yes.
it's very specific because they know how they've been hearing.
Yes.
But for a child, that's their normal.
Yes.
So they'll pick up and they will adapt, and sometimes that's why it's hidden.
Yes.
You would notice until the degree
yes.
is there.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can find other deaf children responding to music. Maybe they dance.
Yes.
So what sense do they
it's
always use?
Vibrations. Some children, as I said, they are very sensitive to vibrations. So you know music vibrates. So they are listening to the vibration and actually moving to the vibration. Some sounds they can hear, very loud sounds. Like one of the signs, especially for toddlers, to know that they might be having some hearing impairment is when the music is there, so they can hear the vibration, but they'll go and turn up the volume
yes.
so loud because now they can kind of hear. So it's
Yes.
depending on the degree that the child is suffering from.
All right.
For you, it's too loud, but
Yeah.
for them, that's where they're able now to hear some form of that music.
Okay.
So it's not an at everyone senses the same. That
Yes.
sense does
Yes.
not with here. That's why it's called impairment.
Yes.
Because there are degrees.
Yes.
It's not at you're deaf and you're
Yeah.
not deaf.
Yes.
So there's a degree, and depending on the degree, the child will behave a bit differently.
Yes.
Depending on which degree that they have.
All right, all right,
Yeah.
all right. So now maybe we can go to the causes. Maybe to a mom out there who's expecting, or one was a young child. What are the causes of hearing loss?
Okay, so there's genetic factors.
All right.
Does not necessarily mean that there's someone in the family.
Yes.
There's what we call mutations as the baby is being formed in the womb.
Okay.
In early pregnancy.
Okay.
So some genetic factor could come into play.
All right.
We also have diseases that the mother might suffer
All right.
when she's pregnant that can
Okay.
lead to that, like rubella,
Okay.
which is measles.
Uh-huh.
So we tell mothers, if you didn't have measles when you were a child and you're pregnant, stay away from people who have measles, because if
Yeah.
you get it when you are pregnant,
Yeah.
there's a big likelihood of your child getting being born deaf or with visual impairment.
Wow.
Syphilis, sexual transmitted diseases,
Yes.
some of them can also lead to that. Sometimes it's also prematurity. If a child was born too early,
Yes.
before they were ready to be born,
Yes.
prematurity.
Yes.
Sometimes it's other things like inadequate nutrition for the mother. The mother didn't get enough nutrients during pregnancy. So there's a very big link with how the pregnancy is carried
Yes.
to some of these impairments
Yes.
at birth.
Yes.
If there was a problem at birth, it could be a full-term baby, but maybe that baby lacked oxygen at birth. Just issues to do surrounding the birth itself.
Yes.
If there was a problem, the baby had underwent some form of oxygen deprivation, that can be one of them. Then now we have infections, early childhood infections, like meningitis, like babies who get constant colds and flus that go to ear infections. So repeated ear infections
All
can be.
right.
And one of if you remember when we talked about bottles,
Yes.
we talked about some things that we do that can predispose our children to repeated ear infections, like giving your baby your bottle when they're lying down. So if they're lying down and they're taking the bottle,
Yeah.
that milk tends to drain into the ear cavity, leading to constant infection. So if this baby is constantly getting infections, that's a problem. Babies should be bottle fed when they are upright, so
Yes.
that the milk can drain to the right places, not
Yes.
on the ear.
Yes.
We've got other things like babies being exposed to loud noises often. So if you live in a place where there's always too loud
Noise,
noises,
yes.
that can also lead to damage to the eardrum.
Yes.
Then we've got accidents, like if a baby falls baby falls and there's a bit of brain damage or
Yes.
some bit that can also interfere. So there are many reasons, and sometimes you can't quite tell what led to it. By 1 year, there could have been maybe the baby, you can't know. And so that's why more and more WHO is recommending that ear testing be done right at birth, because
Okay.
it can be done right within the first even the first week of life.
All right.
So when the more it is done early, and that's basically maybe what we should push for, so that our government helps facilitates that, so that
Okay.
children are able to get tested. The earlier it is tested, the earlier management of it begins.
All right.
And for some forms, if it was an infection, it's treated.
Yeah.
Then that baby has a better chance of getting better.
And I was also told by somebody that quinine can cause
Yes, medications. Yes, and that happens a lot in adults. Adults.
This is what do you
Medication.
mean? Medication that I take
That you
affects
take.
the baby, or
no, even as an
affects
adult
me?
or toddlers.
Oh,
so there's some
really?
medication that child had perfect hearing, then they're given some medication that causes hearing loss, and that now tends to be as the person grows or as the child grows.
Then why
Yeah.
would there be such medication?
Because those are side effects. They don't happen
Alright.
to everyone.
Yeah.
So it's always like, you see, quinine is treated for malaria. It's treatment for malaria, and
Okay.
it is generally used for that.
Yeah.
So it's just it will affect you that way, and another person it might not affect them that way.
Okay.
So it's the way we say. That's why medication should always be given by a doctor. Don't go and
self-subscribe,
So some
yes.
of these medications have such side effects that can lead to deafness, especially for children.
All right.
And people go because your baby was given this, I give my baby, and that could lead to my baby actually getting that side effect that
All
leads
right.
to deafness later.
Okay.
And what about the wax?
Wax, it's normal for our bodies to produce wax. So mostly with wax, it's injury caused by you trying to
Remove it.
remove it. That you see it, so you're poking
Yeah.
things into the baby's ear. You can introduce infection, or you can perforate the eardrum, and that leads to issues. So if your baby wax your ear is a self-cleaning thing. So if you're seeing wax, you can wipe around the ear, where you
Alright.
can see.
Yes.
Putting things inside
Yes.
can lead to damage, especially for the baby's ear that tends to have the lining is still thin, it's still developing.
Yes.
So it's very easy to perforate it.
All right.
Yes.
So for babies, no pushing
Not
earbuds
pushing
in.
earbuds,
Just wipe.
clean around hiyo ya ndani itajitoa, and if it's too much, that's why we go for clinics. If you
Yes.
notice, every time you go for clinic, the doctor will check the ear.
Yes.
They'll check they'll do this check. So
Yes.
if they see that the wax is now too much because of one reason or the other, it can be removed by the healthcare provider, not by you.
Not by the mother. That's very key information, not
And
by us.
Is it advisable to maybe use hospital machines to wash their ears?
Now it's being done by the medical
Yeah.
practitioner.
Yeah.
Then there's a reason why they are doing it. Yes, it's not for every person.
All
So
right.
that's why anything that needs to go inside, don't do it yourself. Your doctor will advise you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Regarding early detection, does it mean that there is an opportunity for reversing the effects of the hearing loss?
Okay, like for example, depending on the degree, 'cause
Okay.
the machines will be able to,
Tell.
depending on which test is being done.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's infections, as I said. The baby will even be done some tests to see. Maybe if it was measles, the baby could still be going through in early as they're born, or even it's a sexually transmitted disease. The baby could get treatment
Yeah.
that can reverse some of these things.
Yeah.
Again, as we said, stimulation is very important. So when you know, and you already I like the way she was baby signing with her baby,
Yeah.
and you already start signing and teaching your baby,
Yes.
and then the baby, they're able to know, they're able to start becoming very interactive at a very early age.
Yes.
And when you baby sign, it's much easier for them to catch on now the signing later.
Yes.
The language of signing
Yes.
later.
Yes.
Because that is already their norm.
Yes.
It's also important for you as parents, because if you already know and you've been given the diagnosis,
Yes.
if you knew at 1 month, you'd already have learned how to sign by the time the child was learning how to communicate.
True.
So it is for both ways, for both of you to get very in it. And then we also have some of them, like we have the cochlear implant that is put. That's a small device that's put.
Yes.
That helps so it does not repair the deafness,
Yes.
but what it does, it uses electrical signals for the baby to hear.
Yes.
So again, it is generally advised to put before the early age 1, 2.
Okay.
And not usually for very older children.
All
because
right.
They're still growing.
All
So
right.
again, if you know you have it, then
Yes.
plans can be made to do all this. So there are different levels, and depending on the degree of deafness,
Yes.
then the medical practitioner or the audiologist, that's the person who does the testing for the hearing, can give recommendations.
All right.
With any impairment in a child, early detection leads to early intervention.
Yes.
That it's always easier for that child to have a normal life later when you actually intervene early.
Okay.
Yes.
And talk about maybe integrating these children, because they are coming into a hearing environment. What tips would you give a mother out there with a young child on that?
Yeah. So number one, know what the degrees.
Yeah.
Some children just need hearing aids, like they were saying. So there are different degrees. So if the child just has mild or not too profound or just slight, they just need a hearing aid to amplify the sound for them to hear. There's some, so with a hearing aid, that child actually or they need the implant. It's quite expensive, but if it is worth the investment, if your child is a good candidate for that.
All right.
Expose the child. Do not hide the child.
Yes.
When you expose them to other children, to the rest of the family, as I say, children are adept at learning. They just absorb. So they will learn how to communicate themselves. They will learn, if I hear you hear them, they see vibrating, they know that's music, and you see them moving because you've exposed it to them. So expose the child, take the child out. Sometimes even take them to a daycare where there are other hearing children. As they watch and observe how the other children are playing, then it becomes it's just easier for them to join the rest of the population as they go along. Teach you yourself, learn the family
language,
should invest in learning the sign language, so that this child at home will have conversations and interactions that they can understand with the entire family, as much as the whole family, even if they don't learn all the languages. The grandparents, you as the parent can go teach them, so that when the child goes to interact with the grandparents, they can have a short conversation with that. So it's so necessary for people to do that.
Okay.
And then take these children to school, because there are schools that are specific. There are teachers that are can teach them. So take them, look for opportunities to take these children so that they can actually have an education, and in life they will actually be just like you and I.
Nice.
Yes.
So when I'm signing, which language am I supposed to use? Or both?
Both, whichever. You see, when you sign, you can sign in Luo, isn't it? Because it's like A, B,
Word
C, D.
two.
It's just that once you learn it, then you're able to adapt the signing into your language. There might be a few differences, like signing in Kiswahili or signing in English should be slightly different, but the basics are the same. So once you learn would I call it the alphabet? Once you learn the alphabet, then you and your child, and many parents will tell you that they get their own family language that is very specific to the family, especially when everyone is able to do it.
That is true.
Maybe I want to know from Mercy, because I know you go for family gatherings and all. Has anyone else outside your nuclear family, that's the extended family, uncles, aunties, grandparents, has anyone else tried to learn a few languages? I mean, a few of the signs to be able to talk to Barack?
They always learn from the child and also from us, the parents.
All right.
Maybe when we go home, they will ask, if you want to tell this child to do this, how do I do it? So we always explain to them.
Very lovely people.
So it becomes, this child doesn't feel like an outcast. They feel like people are making an effort to communicate with me. So that's fantastic.
May Barack grow into an extremely confident young man. I think, Mercy, at this point, I'd like to request you to look at the camera and encourage a mom out there who may be having a deaf child. Encourage them as well. Research says very many parents don't even try to learn the language. Maybe you can, whatever it is you want to say from your heart as a mom with a child with hearing loss, what you'd like to tell a mom out there.
I would like to tell moms out there that there is not a child with disability. All children are equal, and God is the one maybe who has given us those children. So we need to take them positively in our families, because they have a reason for being there. with me, I'm happy to have Barack as my son. I'm not saying that he's disabled because he can do everything. So I'm urging the parents, don't hide these kids in your houses. Take them to school, let them play outside, let them interact with others so that they can learn more. You know, if they keep them in the house, they will be there, they will be dormant, their mind will not open up. Let us make these people or these children to interact with other pupils. They will learn more, and even him or her as a parent will be happy with the child. So wakitaka kuwa mtoto aonyeshe kuwa kuna kitu anaweza fanya, waache mtoto ajiunge na watoto wengine, achukue huyo mtoto kama binadamu wa kawaida, anaweza fanya chochote ambacho umemwambia, na pia huwa inategemea mzazi vile ana bring huyo mtoto. Ukimweka sasa yeye ni special, you cannot maybe discipline him or her kama amefanya vibaya, the child will grow up like that. So let us discipline these children the way we can discipline the normal kids. For them now maybe to learn being disciplined people. But I know with God everything is possible, and if you believe in that child, he will one day change your life. Thank you.
Welcome back to the nest where we discuss everything babies. Today we've been discussing hearing loss and infants, and we're in the final segment where we ask the doula anything. So I'll quickly run to your questions. Please remember you can send us any question. Remember to include #thenest as you send in your comment on Facebook. So I'll quickly go to the first question from Salome of Kileleshwa, and she says, my baby prefers to play with everything but his toys. Despite all the toys we have bought him, are there children captivating toys that he can focus on? He is 9 months old.
Oh, I love that child. That shows that child is very exploring, and they have figured that, you see, children also get bored, so they'll play with a toy, because you cannot buy a toy every day.
Yes.
So they'll play, they're interested in the first one, two, once I figured it out, next. So you don't actually need to buy toys.
Yeah.
The stuff in your house is very fascinating to children, and because children also always like the ones that you're not giving, that's
forbidden.
The one they want, the forbidden. You know, so take that sufuria, give them, let him bang on it, and that stimulates them, they're playing. So you do not necessarily have to buy toys.
Okay.
You can just let the child, a box, a carton, you've just taken cereal, give it to him, he'll tear it. He will practice his pincer grip of holding and tearing, and that already is a stimulation in itself.
All right.
So let the baby continue with whatever they are lucky to play with. Yeah.
All right. So I'll quickly move into the next question. I like the tips, at least they are pocket friendly. Okay, this is Ronnie from Imara Daima. She is asking, what is the best baby sleeping position? Is it back or belly?
Oh, okay. So research, we always start with research.
Yes.
Research says that the safest position for your baby to sleep is on their back.
All right.
On their back, because when they're on their back, they okay, so let me explain something. When they lie on their belly, remember your baby needs to be able to expand their lungs to breathe.
All right.
So the belly, when you put the baby on the belly, they're not able to do that so well.
All right.
So it's been connected to what we call infant deaths, or cot deaths, where the baby is unable to breathe when they're asleep.
SIDS, right?
Yes, SIDS. Yeah, sudden infant death syndrome.
Yeah.
Or cot deaths.
All right.
Because it happens when the baby's asleep.
Yes.
So lying on their back is safe. They're able to expand their chest cavity to take in air. Remember, babies are not very efficient at breathing.
Yes.
You can elevate the bed slightly by putting something underneath the mattress so that there's a slight elevation.
Yes.
And baby is okay. Baby will turn their head on one side or the other one.
All right.
So please don't put your baby on their belly until they're able to turn themselves. So if they're uncomfortable, they're able to turn.
All right.
So this is especially for the newborns.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There you have it. I'd like to thank you so much for staying with us through the whole show. At this point, I'd like to thank Esther.
Thank you.
The well of wisdom. I'd like to thank you so much, Mercy. You have been an encouragement to so many people.
Welcome.
And to the guys behind the camera, we thank you for being there, in Eastlands Hotel for hosting us. And for you at home, we are here for you only. Therefore, don't miss us next week at the same time. See you there. I am your host, Gladwell KIMANI.